All right, Barry, we're looking at gun gripe number 5. This one's called gun slang.
That is correct.
All
Gun
right.
slang. Slang terms for common items in the firearms industry.
All right, well, why don't you get us started? What do we got? What are some common gun
Well, on
slangs?
gun slang, when a guy walks in and says, I need a slang, he really means this. He needs a sling for his rifle, not a slang. Okay. Guy comes in, he says, I need a case for my hand pistol. You need this kind of case? No. No, you don't need that, okay. Oh, you meant you needed a holster. A hip holster is a case. Okay. Fine with that. I need a strap for my hand pistol. Well, this is a strap for your hand pistol, a shoulder holster. That's what they really mean when they say I need a strap for my pistol. Okay. I need an extendo for my 9mm. This is an extendo, a 33 shot extendo for a Glock 9mm.
Not a dildo, an extendo.
Now, where are your Dillingers? A Dillinger? John Dillinger? Oh, you mean a Derringer? Oh, I didn't know that. This is a Dillinger. Where your choppers at? Well, my choppers are in my mouth, but this is what they're talking about. This is a chopper. Or also an Uzi. Any gun like this is an Uzi. A Tech 9, a Masterpiece Arms, SWD. These are Uzis.
Where's that Uzi at?
Yeah, where your Uzi's at? Well, this is a chopper. When I think of a chopper, I think of a 45 Tommy gun. A chopper. But they come in wanting a chopper. That could be a Masterpiece Arms. It could be an AK pistol. Like
It's really
this.
any gun with a big mag in it is a chopper.
With a big mag, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a chopper. No good for chopping lettuce, though. This is a chopper.
It's for chopping
Now.
stuff at the food court.
Fella comes in, I want a barrel for my AK-47. A barrel. This is a barrel. This is a 75 shot barrel for an AK-47.
Right, they're referring to a drum magazine.
What they really mean is a drum magazine.
Of course.
Okay. Now that we got that cleared up. I need a cooler for my chopper. This is a cooler for a chopper. Okay. You put it on the end of your gun, and that's a cooler. That helps it cool it down, so it won't overheat and bend the barrel. I need a magazine for my Luger. Well, they're really talking about this. They're talking about a high point. It says 9mm Luger on the side of it. So this is the Luger. Okay. When they say Luger, I think of a P08 German Luger. But this is what we're talking about when they want a magazine for a Luger.
Right, and they'll do the same thing for Smith & Wesson too. They'll say, I've got a 40 caliber Smith & Wesson pistol, and they think it's a Smith & Wesson brand just because that's the caliber.
It turns out to be a Taurus 24/7 that's chambered for 40 Smith & Wesson.
Correct.
So they automatically assume it's a Smith & Wesson if it says 40 Smith & Wesson on the side of it.
What are a few other gun slang terms that really work our nerves, Barry?
Well, people come in, they say, I need a magazine for an AK-47, so we sell it to them, and they take it home, and they say it doesn't fit. What kind of AK do you have? Oh, well, it's a SK. They shorten SKS to SK. They really have this gun, the SKS. And that happens repeatedly. They come in asking for a magazine for a specific gun, and it turns out they don't have the gun they're asking for. Also, we got people coming in, where are your M16s? Well, I don't have any M16s. Where are your assault rifles? I'm sorry, I don't have any.
Yeah, they use all those, terms that the media
Right.
throws out. It's like that's all they've been taught. They don't know any better.
They're really talking about something like this AR here, this Bushmaster. This is not an assault rifle. An assault rifle has to have full auto capability to fit the definition of an assault rifle. This is a semi-automatic rifle. This is no more dangerous or under the law, it's no more different than a 22 Ruger 1022. It's a semi-automatic rifle.
Right, and assault rifle's really just one of those evil terms that the media's come up
Media
with
got
to.
that started during the crime bill in
Yeah.
1994. They started coining these assault rifles, and on the evening of in 2004, when it was going to sunset, the news people were saying they were showing police officers on TV firing full automatic weapons, saying this is the kind of gun you'll be able to buy tomorrow. The media is the worst, is the last place in the world to go and get information on firearms is from the media. We get terminology of ammunition too. Some guy comes in, where you 4.5? I need a box of 4.5. Well, they mean 45 auto.
Right, and Barry, we know. I mean, we're not dumb. We know what they're talking about.
We know that, but like in the beginning,
Right.
when you start dealing with someone and they call this a case, it takes a long time to figure out the terminology and the language. This is why we're not going back to the magazine clip discussion anymore. We all know what they mean when they say clip. We all know what, different terms like that. But we have to translate this, and you have to understand when you buy a gun, you're dealing with a blind person with a blind product. They come in, they don't know anything about guns. If I worked at a car dealership, let's say Ford, for instance, and somebody walks in that door, they already pretty well know what they want.
Right.
They've already picked the car out they want. All we're going to talk about is the features and how much money they're going to pay for it.
That's
That's
right.
what we're dealing with.
Well, on that end too, Barry, we also, we do educate people. I mean, we're not dicks when it comes to dealing with people. I mean,
Right.
we'll spend 30 minutes explaining to somebody the proper thing. Of course, they'll leave, and 10 minutes later, they'll forget everything we told them anyway.
Right. But I've spent as long as 2 hours with customers. And I understand why a lot of gun dealers are rude to customers, because they're tired of dealing with the ignorance that they have to deal with every day.
Right. It's an utter, it's just an utter refusal to learn the proper terminology, which is, proper dealings with
Well,
things.
my saying is there's no shame in not knowing. The shame comes from not wanting to know.
Right, or not trying.
There are no stupid questions in the world unless you don't ask them.
That's correct.
We work with our customers more than anybody, and gun slang and all this other kind of stuff. But you do have to realize that we're not dealing with people that know anything about our product. Like I said, if you're a car dealer, you go in there, they already know what kind of car, they already know how to drive. You don't have to show them how to drive before you sell them the car, and it's an easy sale. Here, you have to work hard sometime. I've worked over 2 hours with just one person, trying to select them a handgun, and then they get up to the register and they get denied on the gun sale.
Yep, and you just had to get $35 to
That's
spend
correct.
2.5 hours.
That is correct.
Yep, that's why a lot of gun dealers are disgruntled with this kind of stuff.
Right.
It's not that we're being rude to our customers or we hate our customers. It's not that. I mean, we like to, this line of business. We wouldn't be doing this if we didn't like dealing with guns and arming the free world, and that's what it comes down to.
That is correct. Guy walks in and says he wants some bullets for his gauge. Well, I already know what he wants. He wants shotgun shells for his shotgun. This is what he wants.
Those STSs also make a fine cut shell, don't they, Barry?
Yes, they do.
Anyway.
These are my pet loads right here. Number 8 STS target loads.
Yep.
And of course you've got the 44 Magnum, which is a FOFO.
A full Ford, yeah.
This is a FOFO.
A very, very common mix-up with the ammo that people come in to the gun shop and do is they'll say they need ammo for their 38 when they really mean a 380. And of course, those two terms can get mixed up too. They'll say I need ammo for a 38, and they've got a 380, but they're thinking, we think 38 special.
Right.
You just don't know. I mean, it comes down a lot of times. We actually have to get them to bring the guns in.
Well, also too, they'll ask for a box of 38 specials, and you sell them to them. They come back later, well, these don't fit my gun. It turns out they've got granddaddy's old break top that shoots 38 S&W rounds.
Yeah, or they got like a 32, caliber, Ivor Johnson Owlhead or something.
Right.
They think it's a 38.
Right.
Right.
But another gun gripe that I have along the same lines is you get people who have a gun they want to sell us, and they look it up on the internet. A man and woman brought in a Colt Python about a month ago that looked like it was dug out of the silt of Katrina. This was the most horrible looking gun. We told them we'd buy it for parts for a couple of $100. They said, well, we saw it on the internet for $1,600. Well, you're looking at a brand new gun in mint condition that you saw on the internet, not something that was dug out of the mud.
Here's a good example, Barry.
Mhm.
This Lawman.
Right. This Colt Lawman is a beautiful gun. It's almost mint condition. Colt Lawman 357. This is a great gun. It's a Colt.
But that is one of those examples where someone came in and they thought they had a, $1,400 timepiece.
Right.
And, the internet figures on guns can really mislead a lot of folks when they come in to sell their gun at a gun shop.
That is correct.
I mean, a lot of gun shops, you're not going to take a complete bath when it comes to your trade-in or selling a gun. But you have to bear in mind that a brick and mortar store, I mean, we do have to make money on a gun when we sell it. So, I mean, we gave them a fair price on that revolver.
Mhm.
But that's a good example of, I mean, that's a really, that revolver's in impeccable condition. And it's one of those examples where the person, of course, wanted the moon and stars for it.
Right. Well, to sum it up, when you go in to buy a gun or anything like that from a gun shop, do a little homework first. Ask around and pretty well know what you want. Now, we'll help somebody coming here every day. I want to buy a gun. I do not know what I want or what I need. I have to explain to them the difference in a revolver, semi-automatic. I have to show them the different features of it. And we do these things, and that's what we do for a living. We're all dependent on this job staying here, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it here.
Absolutely. I mean, if you don't know, always seek the guidance and counsel of someone that is
That is
experienced. I mean, ask a local police officer, or ask a good friend that shoots a lot, or give us a call here at the shop if you don't know. Just because you don't live here, if you want to give us a ring at the shop and ask a quick question, that's fine too. We encourage that.
Mm-hmm. But don't be embarrassed to call and ask.
Yeah, there's
You
nothing
need to
wrong. The
know.
only dumb question's the one you don't ask when
That
it
is
comes to
correct.
this kind of stuff, people.
That is correct.
And I'll pipe the contact details here on the screen for you if you want to call. So, all
Okay.
right. Well, next week we got a real good one coming. So.
We got a real good one coming next week.
It's a good one.
Oh, yeah.